I don't know them, but faceless people that say that, northern elders. And I was saying, oh, more projects are being done in the, south than in the north.
Thank you for joining us once again. Another one is Tinubu has responded to the northern leaders through David Umahi. These are people who are saying that there are so many projects in the north that Tinubu abandoned, right? He is rather investing over 30 trillion in the south, right from the middle belt downwards, that Tinubu is investing over 30 trillion in infrastructure, but just a meager 5 trillion in road infrastructures in the north. My question for them in the north is the investment they need is to battle and fight against insecurity. And if you want to look at the national budget of Nigeria, the north for the last 10 years, they have gulped nothing less than 50 trillion in terms of security votes, in terms of security allocations, because most of our soldiers, in fact, we've had more southern soldiers killed in the north than northern soldiers. Because the way they've structured it is the northern soldiers will come into the south. That's why you see that most of those soldiers, when they go to the southeast, they are so bloody, right? They are so wicked. They just do anyhow, right? Because first and foremost, there's this eternal hate for the Igbos, right? And most of the time, those army that go to the southeast are of the Fulani extraction. And there's this conflict that has been going on since the early 50s between the north and the southeasterners. That is the animosity there. However, in the north, Tinubu said, you guys do not need roads. Yeah, most of the roads that you guys need, Jonathan has built it. If you guys will need roads, definitely you guys must have been the one doing the production, doing the produce. In the south, we are the ones that are productive. We are the ones that need to do most of the legworks, the importation, the exportations, and all that. The major roads that is needed in the north are what connects the north to the south, and that has been done, right? David Umahi lambasted those northern leaders. Let us listen to his words, and afterwards we'll continue our conversation.
What baffled me in the social media, when I don't know them, but faceless people that say that, northern elders. And I was saying, oh, more projects are being done in the, south than in the north. And that, is very funny and it's quite misleading.
Welcome back. You can see over there, David Umahi is right. There are more road infrastructure projects that need to be done in the south than in the north. If you look at it in the 1960s, the northern leaders have had a larger share in governing this country, right? So it is expected that they should have built more roads. I mean, it is just absurd that whenever a southern president is on the seat of power, these guys will come up with all form of mannerisms, complaints. They just start cooking. Or that time they will tell you this stew is too salty. Sometimes they'll tell you this rice is too soft. I mean, there's nothing you cook as a southern president as at that time that is perfect. Do you guys remember what Jonathan did for the north? Jonathan literally was washing their feet. I'm telling you, Jonathan was washing their feet. How subservient, how service, and how, he was such a servant leader to the north. Jonathan. But at the end of the day, what did they do to him? They freaking dealt with him. They served him hot cake. They gave that guy hot cake. Like, you, we don't want you. Go. Let our person come. And when Buhari got in there, what did he do? Did nothing. He did absolutely nothing. Buhari did absolutely nothing. Buhari decided to do what we call Anchor's Warriors Fund, giving them money to go into farm. What were they doing? Marrying 4 wives. All of a sudden, the population of North just surged, skyrocketed. Everything, boom. They used to be like maybe 80 million, 800 million before Buhari came in. And all of a sudden, I'm talking about the corner too. I'm not including the middle belt, right? Because the middle belt being a north or being part of the north is, I mean, it's debatable, it's arguable, because even the north themselves at this moment are denying the middle belters. Yes, they are denying the middle belters. They are denying the middle belter because Tinubu now said he wants to pick someone from the middle belt. They are saying no, it has to be a cornertainer. That it has to be someone the Fulani oligarchs drop. Right? So let me go back to the issue of that matter. You see, why what do you need roads for? That's the point. The few roads you have, what have you been able to achieve with it? What production are we getting? Most of the business they do in the north is cattle ranching. Yes, the people that do business in the north are the likes of Dangote, and these are people that the roads that they need have been built. They've gotten the roads they need. I mean, so that they can distribute their goods. Is it the sugar? Is it the spaghetti? Is it the cement? Is it the petroleum that he just said he wants to start distributing across the country right now? That has been there. Is it the common Aboki man, Meshai? Is it the common, what does he want to do with it? If you say the farmers, there are roads that connect north to south for farm produce, because their market is in the south. Those goods, they are brought down to south where value are added, right? So from factory to factory, where needs roads for you to move goods or raw products within 2 factories, 3 factories. Where do you think they need minor, all those artillery roads? Where do you think it is needed? In the south. But they will not understand because they believe that everything Nigeria, if Nigeria makes 1,000, they should make 600 from it before any southerner can have a share. Because they have seen Nigeria as a father's estate, as Usman Danfodio said it. They have seen Nigeria as theirs and theirs alone. It is when they are satisfied that they actually share the remaining to the others in the country. So we must, as a collective in the South, yes, Umahi is not a good guy. But you see, what the North are doing is a provocation. Okay? It is an insult on the dignity of our being. Because they come in, anytime we have a Southern president there's this high level of entitlement that they tend to have. They believe that anything presidency, they should have the last say. That is their idea. That is their belief. That is their mentality. And that is what we must change. Come 2027, whoever that we want to vote in to kick out Tinubu, first and foremost, it must be a Southerner. That is the first statement we must send to the North. That, listen, if you want to have a country whereby there is no longer zoning, there is no longer tribalism, there is no longer religious sentiment, then not sign the deal. Let us split the country. Because for this tribalism and bigotry, we go do and together. Yes. The North cannot come today and be feigning, oh, let us go for competence. Let us put aside religious. No. Imbano. We disagree. We will do that bigotry with you. It is the turn of the South. If we believe that it is a pig that we as the South agree will do better than Tinubu, we will vote in that pig. If that pig is an abomination to the North, we are in this country together. E no concern us. We go put am there. If it is against your wish and will and maybe your belief, then why see the white paper? Sign am. Sign the white paper. You understand? Sign am, na im be that referendum. I'm telling you, confab, Jonathan brought it. They said, no way. We're not going to have this confab. No. Because in confab, conversations about having a referendum, about having constitutional reforms, about restructuring the country, about regionalizing the country, about sharing resource, we call it resource control. Everything was listed in confab. I mean, the suggestions, the ideas, everything that they said about Nigeria moving forward as a country, the North stood gidigba. They stood like a log of Iroko tree. They said, no way, no, 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 no. We will not agree to the confab um, suggestions. We will not agree to its recommendation. A program that Jonathan spent over 150 billion. Are you with me? The same thing they did with Tinubu, but Tinubu still struggle. He was able to extract 10%. 10%, you will see that the 10% will not be from those that I no, we are not going to use that derivation formula. They're not saying 10%, let us just add it. Is it to population or something? You know, they said no, 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 just 10%. When Tinubu said the man that generates the fund, let him take 60%. They said no. Like is that 20% that he's taking, let it remain. You understand? So you see, you as the South, while we so many times agree to disagree, or we disagree to agree, we amongst ourselves we have that level of civility. You will not see an Igbo man that will storm Southwest and start buying them for his own economic, survivor. It won't. And it has never happened before in the history of Nigeria or in this history of southern Nigeria. Let me put it correctly before my subscribers and my followers get angry with me. You will not see a Yoruba man invade Onitsha. You will not see him invade Aba Market. Saying, why? No, 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 no. The worst that you see is, these people, they've taken all our shops. No, you must have one left for us. It is normal. That is normal because at least those that are fighting that, why can't you take all the shop? It's because they also want to produce. Yes. The same thing happens. No, you cannot interfere in our politics. Let us do our politics. Unlike those that will say that, if not the politics, go do one. If not the business, go do one. But when you make profit, you go can't give first. You can see the difference. You can see the difference. Yes, the North will tell you, go and do the business. They've been a business, you go do one. Go and do the policy. They've been a policy, go do one. You, na family, no do one. They will come with their cow, consume your farm produce. When you make your profit, they come to your house, they attack you, they take away your profit. Now you see the difference. You see how different our mentality is, our psyche. It is God that created it like that, not be man. God created some people to be hardworking, to believe in work and what's it called, reward system. Some are created to just live for entitlement. Yes, some people are like that. Some people were born and God put in them that what they should do is just believe that by divine whatever that they have the capacity to just override everybody. They don't have to work. They should be served. Some people were created like that. In the South, we are not. We believe in the works of our hands. Hence, the reason why we need more roads than any other region. I'm telling you, if Nigeria was not constituted like this, we can all agree that the southern Nigeria would have been way better. There are so many policies that should have liberated the southern Nigeria. But some people, the North will not agree. Talking of the issue of resource control, I'm telling you, if the resource found in the South are controlled by the Southerner, there's only two things. Is either the South has progressed extensively or it has been totally destroyed. Because the Southerner will understand that now that this thing is in our hands, this oil, everything, No excuse. You cannot tell me you're taking my resource to Abuja. No more excuse. The youth of the South will either work for progress, and if they say that the governors are looting, the governors will not have no any other excuse to say that, no, after all, I'm just getting 15% of this. No. And we have so many salaries. That time, he won't be talking about 15%. He'll be probably talking about 80%, 70%. Maybe he will still be giving 30% to the federal. But at that time, the federal is inconsequential. Then the youth will know that you are my enemy. We will not be focusing on Abuja. But that confusion persists because the North will never agree. Yes, because they do not believe in themselves. Okay? They do not have what we call self-confidence. They lack it. They lack that, they are suffering from what we call inferiority complex. They believe that if Nigeria today goes into what we call resource control, the South will just suddenly actually outpace them, which indeed we will. We will actually do. But on the long run, they will catch up. It was that issue of the South being ahead of us was why they pulled us back with that constitution. That constitution is the enemy of the progress of the Igbo man. That constitution is an enemy of the progress of a Yoruba man. That constitution is the enemy of the progress of a Benue man. The only person that benefits from that constitution, and that's why you see them parading one Nigeria, one Nigeria, one Nigeria, are the northern Fulani oligarchs. That's what is remaining of Umahi's statement.
Among the inherited projects, you have okay, let's start with the legacy projects, the 4 legacy projects. The North has 52%, while the South has 48%. The legacy projects, and what are they? Lagos Calabar 750. You have the Sokoto Badagry 1068. You have the Calabar to Abuja 465. You have the Akwanga to Jos to Bauchi, Jos, Bauchi and Gombe, 439. And so when you aggregate the states and the lengths that are passing through, you will find out that the North has 52%, while the South has 48%. Now you come and think about, the longest sections. We procured, section 1 in Lagos, which is 47.47, and that is 1.068 trillion. We purchased in section 2, which is about 1.3 trillion. We purchased in section 3 and 3B, which is in Cross River and Akwa Ibom, which is about 1.3. Now, you see what we have purchased, procured, you see 65 kilometer plus 55 kilometer. That is 120 kilometer plus 47.47. So you'll be looking at about 167, call it 170 kilometer. The one section in Kebbi is more than that, and that's 258 kilometers. And we purchased the first carriageway, which is 968 billion. So by the time you purchase the second carriageway, which we do this month, that will be about 2 trillions. Okay, that is only in Kebbi State. And in Sokoto State, you have 120 kilometers, which is 465 billion. So by the time you purchase the second carriageways, you almost be 1 trillion. So when people give this misinformation, it's quite worrisome. The Sokoto to Zamfara to Katsina, Kaduna, which we inherited at 0 point completion, is about 750 kilometers, and total amount is about 825 billion. The Abuja to Kano, sections 1, 2, 3. First, section 1 and 3 is 118 kilometers, which is 252 billion. And then you have section 2, which is 164 kilometers, which is 525 billion. And so if you join the two, you'll be getting close to 1.6 trillion. So when they talk about the same faceless people talk about second Niger bridge, it is 134 billion, for Section 2A and the 174 billion for Section 2B. When you talk about Lagos Ibadan, all that we needed to complete the work from the way it stopped last time was 33 billion, Lagos Ibadan. So when you saw Lagos Ibadan 196 billion, that is the total contract sum from past administration and this present administration, and so it's only 33 billion. So I don't know where the jobs that are being concentrated in the south compared to north. Let me emphasize that Mr. President is developing the entire country in a fair manner, in a very fair manner. If you look at Zaria to Hunkui, that's about 156 kilometers, it's been awarded. If you look at the Katsina, Jigawa, and Kano, which is 262 kilometers by Bua tax credit, is 264 billion. It is there. You look at time with Femi to give you, you see Dikwa in Borno State. Dikwa is 50 kilometers under Dangote tax credit. You have Bama, which is 49.2 kilometers. It is there. You see Northern Bypass, Kano, you see so. But for me, I'm very happy with all the development, and we should stop saying this because everybody is going through this Kano, Abuja Kano. Everybody is going through Sokoto. Everybody is going through Lagos Ibadan. Everybody is going through this East-West Road. And what do we even have in East-West Road? 156 billion. 30 kilometer in Element One. What else do we have? We have this job that is about 74 billion to completion under Setraco. We have 13.5 billion under Rock Resort. What else do we have? We have 9.7 kilometer by 2 under Jito bypass in Akwa Ibom. And so I can say that if the president is looking at north and south and whatever, then Kano to Maiduguri first section is 100.09 kilometers.
The state is